Today marks the beginning of a new calendar year. Here in Ireland, September is when everything kicks off again. In terms of routine, school, summer is technically over. Welcome to my channel. My name is Andrew. This is Mindset and Methods. In this video, I would just like to share some of the things that are beginning for me and my family, and how we are primed to tackle our busy lives without completely losing ourselves to work. I believe that life isn't all about the grind, even though I am all for having a strong work ethic. So today, we just dropped off our two small kids to school. They're still small, but they're back in full swing again this year. Excited to meet their classmates and friends, and their teachers, of course, new curriculum, and new extracurricular activities. They are embarking on their own journey. But for us parents, that can be quite sobering, in that we are more aware of the passage of time more than ever. So what kind of mindset we need to adopt? We're experiencing, as parents, that there's a need to embrace the new normal for this season. We're acknowledging that this will be a period of adjustment and change, not just for us, but for our children as well. And that can mean, or rather, will definitely mean, emotional meltdowns and general chaos. But these are temporary, and so we need to view it as a necessary phase to reduce stress. The new routine will mean that we foster an increased independence so that our kids will build new skills and take ownership of their own responsibilities. I try to give agency to my 5-year-old and my 4-year-old and teaching them to be responsible. And so, what practical actions can we take as parents? What are the methods? My wife is extremely good at preparation, not just in clothes and lunches, but also in talking through with our kids what they can be expected. She gets them all excited with their new outfits, school uniforms. They are both growing up so fast that we need new shoes, new pants, new clothes. She also has a morning routine with them that helps them associate that this is the new normal after a long summer with no schedule. If you're a parent of small kids, I know it can feel overwhelming, but planning and writing down your actions can really help. It will be exhausting at first, but at least you'll know this is not at all overwhelming. And with a routine and workflow in place, consistently ticking over, you'll move forward towards progress. Recently, I too am undergoing some changes, particularly with my work. I now manage the projects as a whole instead of the one developing and doing the work. I now have teams that I can put together to do that. And I talk about this in my previous video over here. My role is shifting towards more of a support role, mentorship, planning, and strategizing. Thinking about more longer term rather than short, more immediate goals. So what kind of mindset do I need to have to adjust to these changes? I need to adopt a mindset of that of a coach and not a player. My success is now measured in how well the team works together, hopefully with better synergy and united in purpose. I'm learning that I need to listen more, especially in the early stages of this position, so that I can hear and understand the current challenges, workflows, and even getting to know the team members' personalities and motivations, so I can plan the projects well. I need to also adopt a mindset of humility. I need to be humble in all of this too, as I am also learning the ropes. I will make mistakes, and I will need to show some of those vulnerabilities so I can better build a rapport with the team members and help boost morale. I'm trying not to put on a fake persona and be genuine and human about it. And so what methods can I employ to make this a more effective workflow? Well, my calendar now has increased with regards to meetings, not just with individual projects that I directly manage myself, but also meetings that involve strategies, which covers resource allocations, budget, and future business development. My responsibilities have also widened in terms of scope, so I am employing new and more efficient workflows, applying relevant technology systems to help with tracking metrics and measure success. And so getting more clarity in what success looks like. I have to be conscious as well with setting clear boundaries, making sure that I have a set cutoff point, never to contact the team outside contracted hours. I certainly don't want to be at them constantly. I know I'm not a physically large person, but I definitely do not want to be a micromanager. Putting my hand over someone else's mouse, holding hand, looking over their shoulder every 10 minutes. Now, I need to develop leadership skills. I've been a developer for years, managing my own time. Now I have a bigger team to take into account and consider, to factor their own needs and values as well. With regards to family activities, especially with school extracurricular ones, myself and my wife need to be mindful of how much we end up taking on. It's very tempting to sign up to all of the activities that are available, especially when most in my son's class have already signed up to said activities. We've decided to limit them to 1 or 2 activities per week. He's only doing a piano lesson and has joined a tennis club, which should be plenty in terms of developing skills and making him more well-rounded. So some of the practical things that we do, well, mostly my wife, is having a schedule planner. We update our shared calendar with everybody's plans accounted for, and so we can all chip in. For example, for a couple of days a week, when I can work from home, I can help with school runs. My wife can batch prepare all of our meals, the kids' lunches, and group errands together, so it's more efficient. Even the kids have their own chores that help, and so it's really a full family affair, all hands on deck. Not to mention our ongoing home project, which we need to keep track of. I'm liaising with a builder constantly. I'm making phone calls, arranging all the paperwork. There's so much paperwork. Insurance everywhere. So my management role isn't actually isolated to my day job. There are other things as well that are kicking off, such as church activities. And so all of us are fully employed. And what does it mean in our daily and weekly living? And so with all this busyness of life, let's never forget what truly matters. And that is, for us as Christians, our time with God. We really commit all of our anxieties and stresses and worries and cares on Him. And that is really how we experience tangibly this peace throughout this otherwise super hectic schedule. We make sure that all these activities do not cloud over what our true goals are, and that is to increase our dependency and reliance on God. I understand that this may not be for everybody, as everybody has their own beliefs and faiths, and I respect it for its own sake, I do. But personally, I genuinely would struggle if I didn't have my dependence and faith on God. And I always remember to teach our own kids as well to do the same, to always rely on the provisions of our loving Father. So how do we maintain this family time together in the midst of all this busyness? Well, for me, I try to make the dinner table during dinner time, to be physically present there with my family, chatting with my kids, asking them how their day went, what their favorite part of the day was, what the highlights are. They too have their own little problems and cares and worries. I try and make sure that I do my fair share of bedtime routine with them. My wife is mostly with them throughout the day when I work here in the office or at work. And so her management actually encompasses all of the household business. My wife and I continue our debrief sessions when we go on our walks together. We knock off 10,000 steps in the process. When I come back home, having some of the stress alleviated because we now have an actionable plan that we can work with and we can execute. So all in all, with all these activities that this new term brings, we can easily be overburdened, but it is not impossible to tackle. With the right mindset and practical methods, enables us to actually enjoy the journey and the process as we make our way towards our goals. If you made it this far in the video, I want you to comment an honest opinion about what you think of my new business outfit, it comes with the territory, doesn't it? It's so hot and stuffy, but I can't be seen wearing a t-shirt in team meetings and Zoom calls or whatever else. And also, would you guys have any tips on how to wear a longish hair on guys that kind of maintains that professional look? I really do not want to have it cut, if I'm being honest. Until next time, thank you for watching. Hit that like button on this video. Subscribe to my channel if you like what I talk about. Check out some of my other videos as well, and I shall see you in the next one.